Ancient Egypt looked eternal. Golden temples, endless pyramids, stone monuments built to last forever. But beneath the stone was a financial machine, a system built on grain, debt, and obedience. Here's the paradox. One of the richest civilizations in human history collapsed because of money. Not war, not invasion. Money. So how did a society that invented accounting lose control of its own economy? To understand this, we need to forget coins. Ancient Egypt didn't use money the way we do. It used grain. Barley was currency. Wheat was savings. Food was finance. The Nile was the central bank. Every year, its flood decided prosperity or famine. Too high, fields drowned. Too low, crops failed. The pharaoh officially owned all land, at least on paper. Temples controlled the storage. Scribes recorded every transaction, every sack of grain, every debt owed. If you missed your taxes, you didn't owe money. You owed your body. This was the world's first command economy, and for centuries, it worked. Think of Egypt as one massive balance sheet. Farmers deposited grain after harvest, temples stored it in enormous granaries. The state redistributed it during shortages. In theory, scribes functioned like bankers. They tracked inputs and outputs. Temples acted as vaults, protected, guarded, untouchable. Debt was built into the system. A bad harvest meant borrowing grain. Borrowing meant interest, and interest compounded fast. If you couldn't repay, you lost land. If you lost land, you lost independence. Eventually, you became labor. This wasn't slavery in chains. It was debt liquidation. And it scaled. Every bad harvest pushed more people from ownership into obligation, from farmers into workers, from citizens into assets. The system grew larger, more efficient, more centralized. Until the Nile failed. Not once, but repeatedly. Floods became unpredictable. Harvests shrank. Grain inflow slowed. But debts didn't. Temples tightened control. Granary doors closed. Grain stayed locked behind walls. Prices exploded. Inflation existed long before the word did. Workers couldn't afford food. Even pyramid builders began to starve. And then something unprecedented happened. They walked off the job. The first recorded labor strike in human history.
The people who built monuments for gods refused to work because they were hungry. The illusion shattered. Pharaohs were supposed to be divine, but gods aren't supposed to lose control of food. Power began shifting quietly, away from the throne, toward the temples. Priests controlled storage, distribution, credit. They owned land, they owned labor, they owned leverage. The state hollowed out. Officials skimmed grain, records were altered, corruption spread through bureaucracy. Trust collapsed. Egypt didn't fall overnight. No enemy breached the gates. No army burned the cities. Dynasties simply faded, fragmented, collapsed inward. Because financial systems don't need violence to fail. They fail when incentives rot, when control concentrates, when debt outlives growth. Stone monuments survive thousands of years. Money systems don't. And that's the real lesson of ancient Egypt. Collapse doesn't announce itself. It hides in accounting, in storage rooms, in policies that work until they don't. The people living through it never think they're at the end. They think it's temporary, that the flood will come back, that the system will correct itself. Ancient Egypt didn't see it coming. So here's the uncomfortable question. If the first financial collapse happened 4,000 years ago, with grain, debt, and centralized control, are we really smarter today? Or are we just repeating the same story with better technology?